y'all, and welcome back to my channel, and thank you all for joining me for another Winning Wednesday video. So let's jump right into today's video. You know, these videos are not long, they're very short, but I pray that they have been so impactful and encouraging in your life because we are winners in 2022. So the word for today is, or for this week is, God is working it out for your good. You know, sometimes we can find ourselves or in these situations and feel as though we can't see God, we can't hear God, or we don't know that God is working for us because we're in a situation where we may feel confusion, we feel some type of disconnection. We also are in areas where we just feel like we're just not good. We're just not in a good, healthy space. It just doesn't feel right. It feels very uncomfortable to us. And we don't quite see how God is working it out because we don't realize that God is actually working every single thing out for our good. Those tight places, the times where we feel disconnectment, the times where we feel confusion, and all of those things, he's actually working things out for our good, right? Because God knows how to move those right pieces into place for us. He's working in the background and maneuvering and placing us into these different places and circumstances where it doesn't really feel like he's the one working it out, but he is actually working those things out. So I want to encourage you today, if you're in a situation where you just really hate it and you despise it, don't. Begin to start praying and asking God even more to continue doing that background work, because that's where God is. He's in the background. He's working it out and we don't really see it. So pray and ask him to continue to doing it because he's working in those difficult situations and even those difficult people that you may find yourself around right now. He is working those things out. And if there is a lesson in that situation for you, there is something that he wants you to learn. So I want you to be more attentive to those things that are happening around you and start to see the hand of God moving in the background. And once you realize this, you will start to glorify God, and others will see God's glory in you. And then they in turn will also see his glory. So we're going to look at Philippians 1:6. Very familiar verse here. So in Philippians chapter 1, verse number 6, and this is in the Amplified version, it reads, I am convinced and confident of this very thing, that he who has begun a good work in you will continue to perfect and complete it until the day of Jesus Christ, which is the time of his return. So Paul is writing here. He's writing to his brothers, to Timothy here, and he's letting them know that, listen, I see that you are in these situations. I know that you are in this place. You're trying to still serve God and you're doing all of these things. And I want to encourage you, not just you, I want to encourage everyone at the church of Philippi. I want to encourage them and let them know to keep on being diligent because God is working in the background. He is truly working those things out for your good. No matter what it looks like, I want you to be encouraged. And I know that Paul knew this, and he was able to tell them this because Paul knew this from his own experience, right? Because Paul, how many times was Paul in a situation that didn't feel good? Once he converted his life over to Christianity and he began to serve for God, he was put in places and situations where it's like, really, God, why? Really? Do I have to endure all of these things? But God was still working all those things out for his good, because if it wasn't for all the things that Paul has gone through in his life, where would we have all these wonderful letters? Where would we have different books in the Bible? All of that has worked together for our good. All of those things are lessons that we can apply to our lives right now. So it was all working for his good and our good all at the same time. So that's how Paul can encourage them. And that's how I can encourage you, because I know I've been in difficult situations, but I can clearly see now how God has been moving in the background, placing things in the right place for me, and it all works together. So God can do the same, and he wants you to be encouraged, and he knows that and wants you to know that he knows where you are. He knows what you're feeling. He knows what you're experiencing, but he also wants you to know in that I'm working. I'm doing something. I'm working it out for you. So start praying to me and asking me to continue to do this work and asking for his patience to work in you as he is working it out. Don't jump the gun, but just work in that. Even when it's difficult, have peace, have joy, because Paul says he's learned how to be happy when he had a lot, when he had a little bit. He's learned. Why? Because he knows that God is working it out. God is going to complete the work that he started in you. He's going to finish it. It will not be incomplete. God knows how to complete the work that he's doing in your life. So that's my encouragement for you all today for Winning Wednesdays, and I will see y'all next